Hi, everyone. It's me, Ashley Howard. Today, we're going to talk about perception and legacy of Thomas Jefferson. Going in on this topic before we even get started, it's important that we understand that in the classroom that we teach our students that legacy is all about perception, how we are viewed now, and how we wish we could have been viewed. But it still comes down to individual perception. That's going to be key when teaching about people of the past, especially when discussing controversial and contradictory actions of the same people. For example, Thomas Jefferson. Thomas Jefferson is known as the father of the Declaration of Independence. I mean, the guy wrote, all men are created equal, but at the same time still had about, 600 people, under his control as slaves for most of his life. He even believed at one point that Black people were inferior to white people. Thomas Jefferson is the ideal candidate when discussing how perception and history has two sides. Basically, it's two sides of the same coin. Throughout his entire life, it seems that Jefferson was consistently opposed of slavery on paper. Yet in his actual everyday life, he understood that it was important for him to maintain economic wealth was to keep slavery. One thing we know about Thomas Jefferson is that eventually he wanted to get rid of it. Yet it's kind of hard to put the man who said all men are created equal with the same man who still wanted to own slaves. In some of his readings I've discovered in his notes on states of Virginia, it seems as though his view on slavery was more paternalistic, that he saw them as his children, or that the slaves were people who really need his help and wouldn't be able to survive independently. And on the other hand, he also argues that maybe the reason why they can't survive independently is due to the fact that they've been in servitude all their lives, and that we, as a nation, has been keeping them down. Therefore, they're not actually able to produce the talents that which humans are known for and blessed with by God. He also believes that slavery is completely contradictory to our laws of, everyone being equal and having the rights and just having decent human rights. This is going to cause, I think, based on his readings and some of his writings, and is going to cause a little bit of a clash with his moral view and his political one. Because we can all say that things are bad on paper, but to go about and actually change it, it's easier said than done. In 1778, he will be drafting a law that will stop the trade of slavery, will basically stop people from bringing in slaves from Africa. But he doesn't really stop slavery. It makes one wonder that maybe Thomas Jefferson was aware that the altogether stopping of slavery would have done more harm than good. And people would have probably responded in rebellion, and thus, causing more stress in his time than he really needed. It also, in 1784, he proposed that they would ban slavery in the Northwest Territories. But still, seeing it all the way through, it's a little bit different. When you're introducing a man like this to your children, especially at a high school level, it's important that you give both sides. That yes, you can see him as the great man at the Declaration of Independence, as the man who pushed religious freedom, but also as the man who, still owned slaves and believed to even have a relationship with one and let her children go free. When we're teaching, it's important that we give both sides of the story, even if it's not both sides are really that good. But in order for our students to be able to make a sound, basically their own view, their own idea of what Thomas Jefferson's legacy is, because we were able to present both the good and the bad side of Jefferson. In history, we can't always just teach the parts that we would like. Jefferson actually allows us for us to be able to teach both sides and still overall explained that, yes, he was a good guy, but he also was human at the same time. I want to thank you guys for tuning in, and I hope you guys have a lovely weekend. My name is Miss Ashley Howard, and I'm out.